to move on now to historical. And I'm actually up first for that one. I have Good Society here with me. It's probably the game that I've run the most. It is based on the works of Jane Austen. So if you're a fan of Pride and Prejudice or Sense and Sensibility or any of her other works, even if you just love the movies, this system is very flexible. You do not have to be a Jane Austen expert in order to play it. In fact, one of the best things about this system is the collaboration piece, where you discuss all sorts of things, including how historically accurate you would like to be. A very interesting thing about this game is that you do not use dice at all. There are tokens that you can use to trade between characters for doing certain things, but I'll be perfectly honest. In my games, we have not used tokens very much. The narrative is so much more important to this game than skills or anything kind of related to that. This system also comes with cards where you create relationships between characters. It comes with cards for NPCs. So instead of the GM playing all the NPCs, you actually trade NPCs with people at your table. So you get to play more than one character during the game, which is kind of fun. And all the people are kind of interesting looking. Some of them are based on real people. I just kind of like their faces. Their faces are always... Hilda is very popular. She just looks very judgmental. So it is really fun to be able to play more than one character. It also means you end up in more scenes, so you're not waiting on other people. And the other cards that they have are things called desires. And this is basically your main goal in the game. And I like this because you actually have something you're working toward rather than like leveling up skills. You're trying to accomplish something that's important to your character. That's a really, really quick run through of Good Society. And I didn't see any questions come through on the chat for that. It's also a lot of variations, including Pride and Prejudice and Practical Magics, and Sense and Sensibility and Swordplay. Let's see, what is it? Downstairs at the Abbey is coming out soon. So if you're like a Downton Abbey fan, tons of variations. With that, I'll pass it on to Jason with the hero or with the Fate Core. Sorry.
No, that's fine. Fate Core, we included it under historical because it is such a broad system. There are many broad systems out there that can be used to emulate any different genre you want. Fate I chose as historical because you can set it anytime you want, and this power scale is the same if you're playing peasants, if you're playing nobles, if you're playing gods, if you're playing abstract beings that control the universe. It's all the same system, and it's all relative. Fate characters have three things in common, and if they don't have these three things, they are not Fate characters. One, they are skilled. That means that they actually have skills and have the ability to change the world and be applicable. Secondly, they are proactive. So they are not just waiting for the next thing to happen. They are coming to the table with their own agendas. And if you don't have a proactive character, you don't have a Fate character. The other thing about Fate is that you need a dramatic character. So a character that has some drama in their background, that is not just a flat character who wants to gain power or something like that. Your character has to have an interesting backstory or an interesting personality trait in order to get Fate. There are other games I wanted to include under here, like Savage Worlds, which is good for pulp, and GURPS, which is good for just about everything. But we don't have time to go into them